Welcome to the Explainer. Let's jump right in because today we are unpacking a massive shift in artificial intelligence, and it starts with a brand new, highly restrictive feature that literally just landed on your phone. See, there's been this fundamental tension brewing for years between AI capabilities and cybersecurity, and, well, it's just reached a breaking point. To really grasp what's happening, we have to look at this quote because it anchors everything we're talking about today. Safety and capability are still one dial. That hits the nail on the head, right? Think of it like this. Right now, if you turn up an AI's capability, you are inevitably turning up its security risks. You just can't get smarter, more autonomous models without cracking the door open to way more complex vulnerabilities. So here is our roadmap for the Explainer. We're going to look at the agentic AI arms race, go inside ChatGPT's lockdown mode, discuss winning back enterprise IT, explore the cybersecurity breaking point, and finally, break down the new AI executive order. Section 1. The agentic AI arms race. The capability surge. Let's look at how this has been building up recently. Back in April 2026, GPT 5.2 Codex didn't just give you coding suggestions. It was autonomously restructuring entire application code bases. Crazy, right? Then, in May, Anthropic dropped Claude Code with an agent view to wrangle multiple spinning agents into a single interface. And by June, boom, high-severity vulnerabilities absolutely spiked alongside the Claude Mythos preview. These models aren't just answering trivia anymore. They're autonomously rewriting code and launching multiple agents, which has caused a massive surge in critical cybersecurity disclosures. And this is exactly why things are getting locked down. When AI gets agency to actually interact with live external systems, the traditional risks get dangerously amplified. Epoch AI has been tracking this massive spike in high-severity CVEs, or common vulnerabilities and exposures. Because think about it. When an AI can execute code or surf the live web all on its own, a standard prompt injection goes from being a quirky chatbot glitch to a full-blown critical system compromise. Section 2. Inside ChatGPT lockdown mode. Inside the new feature and the Dreaming v3 memory update. Now, look at the stark contrast happening right now. Standard ChatGPT is wide open. You've got live web browsing, deep research modes, autonomous agents, file downloads, the whole shebang. But this new lockdown mode intentionally rips out those advanced network capabilities to aggressively block prompt injection attacks. You can actually go into your mobile app right now, hit Settings, then Security, and toggle this on yourself. So, what actually is it? Basically, lockdown mode trades all that autonomous web browsing power for absolute containment. It restricts these network-enabled capabilities to stop accidental data leaks or external manipulation. It essentially gives you a secure, walled garden for your absolute most sensitive work. Section 3. Winning back enterprise IT. Winning back security. You might be wondering, why on earth would a company purposefully hobble its own cutting-edge product? Well, it all comes down to corporate use cases. Professionals desperately want the brilliant reasoning of these frontier models, but they absolutely cannot risk exposing confidential data. A lawyer wants the AI to draft legal documents, but they need a rock-solid guarantee it's not browsing external case files. A finance pro needs complex data analysis, but without an agentic web search accidentally leaking proprietary intel to the public web. And workspace admins? They need role-based access to enforce these rules across entire departments. Which brings us to a crucial point. This is a massive strategic retention play by OpenAI. Before this feature, enterprise IT teams were literally blocking ChatGPT at the network level. It was just too risky. But by handing admins this granular control, OpenAI magically converts ChatGPT from a security threat you have to block into a governable tool you can actually enable. And the financial stakes here, they are absolutely astronomical. The ChatGPT mobile app just blew past $3 billion in consumer revenue. That is $3 billion with a B. Faster than TikTok, faster than Disney+. When you're operating at that scale, securing your enterprise users, who might otherwise jump ship to a safer alternative, is literally make or break for OpenAI's bottom line. Section 4. The cybersecurity breaking point. A breaking point. We are witnessing an immense divergence in the tech ecosystem right now. On one hand, consumer tools like ChatGPT's voice mode are running on older, safer models from the GPT 4.0 era, with a knowledge cutoff back in April 2024. But on the other hand, the highest tier paid models like Codex are out there performing incredibly complex autonomous tasks. And the infrastructure funding this? It's mind-boggling. Apollo and Blackstone recently closed a $35 billion private credit package just to fund Google's custom TPUs for Anthropic. Google is even paying SpaceX $920 million a month just for GPU access. Billions upon billions are pouring into these autonomous frontier models, and they demand an entirely new security paradigm. Because of this wild growth, official cybersecurity guidance, like recent updates from the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre, now explicitly warns organizations to be incredibly cautious with agentic models. They're making it perfectly clear. Human accountability remains essential. You have to have oversight, access control, monitoring, and incident response strictly defined before you even think about deploying these tools.
Section 5, the new AI Executive Order, Federal Intervention.
And this sets the stage perfectly for the macro reaction. On June 2, 2026, the federal government stepped in, signing a sweeping executive order on promoting advanced artificial intelligence innovation and security. This represents a massive pivot toward a highly focused, pre-deployment cybersecurity posture. The government is stepping right into the frontier development process. Let's cut through some of this complex legal jargon. First up, network hardening. This integrates AI defensive scanning and creates a joint cyber clearinghouse. Then there's the frontier framework, where the NSA is actually tasked with designing classified benchmarks to catch advanced cyber capabilities. It also sets up a voluntary 30-day pre-release review, letting the feds evaluate models before the public gets them. Now, it explicitly rejects mandatory government licensing, which preserves private industry frameworks. But it directs the DOJ to prioritize prosecuting anyone using AI to damage critical infrastructure or commit high-value fraud. Impartially speaking, this is a massive structural shift for the industry. Previously, executive actions in 2025, like the One Big Beautiful Bill Act and other orders, were heavily geared toward deregulation. But this new order? It shifts gears completely to hands-on cyber oversight. The government is engaging directly with pre-deployment evaluation to aggressively target threats like high-value wire and identity fraud. Which leaves us with a truly fascinating dilemma to end on. From the personal toggle on your smartphone all the way up to classified NSA benchmarks, the entire ecosystem is trying to manage the exact same problem. As our AI models get infinitely smarter and gain the power to act completely autonomously on the world stage, will strict lockdown modes become the permanent new normal? Or is this all just a temporary roadblock on the inevitable path to full AI agency? It's a huge question and something we'll be watching closely. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.